Hello there, and to all who come to this happy place, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Abby and I upload Disney planning content here on my channel every Sunday and Thursday. Today's video is going to be just a little bit different. In this video, I am going to be taking my subscribers' Disney itineraries and critiquing them, letting you know maybe some things I would change, some things that I really like about their itineraries, things like that. So I did ask you guys for some submissions and I got a ton. I don't know that I'm going to talk about all of them just because there were so many, but I am considering making this like a series sort of thing on my channel. So if you enjoy it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up so that I know you liked it, and maybe I'll make a part 2, part 3, whatever. I don't know, however many we get out of all these itineraries and however many y'all keep sending me. So with that being said, let's jump in. So the first one that I'm going to talk about comes from Jordan, and Jordan is going in October, I believe. They are going from Saturday to Saturday, and she gave me a very detailed itinerary. So I'm not going to go over absolutely everything about this itinerary just because we would literally be here this whole video. So I'm going to pick and choose. So on their first day that they get there, they're not doing park tickets. This is a great option if you are arriving later in the day, or if you just want to have like a laid back, relaxed first day. Our family does usually go right to the parks pretty much every time. We won't be in April. In April, we are doing the same thing and having a low day. But we personally like to knock out Hollywood Studios or Animal Kingdom just so that we don't need a full day there. So, you know, for our family, it works better to do that and have a full rest day later in the week. But for other families, this is a great idea. She says that they're going to be going to Disney Springs this day. I love Disney Springs. I always like to make sure we get over there. They're going to be looking at Boathouse, T-Rex, or Rainforest Cafe for dinner. My personal favorite out of those three is Boathouse. T-Rex and Rainforest Cafe are owned by the same company, which is also the same company that owns Yak and Yeti in Animal Kingdom. So Rainforest Cafe to me is somewhere that you can eat at home. I realize not everyone has a Rainforest Cafe, but it's somewhere that I remember going as a kid, like locally. So Rainforest Cafe is not somewhere that I go out of my way to eat in Disney. And then T-Rex would be my second choice because that one is unique in that it's dinosaur themed, super cool. Boathouse, out of these three, definitely has the best food. It's like one of our favorite places to eat in Disney Springs. Great steak, great hamburgers, I don't know, beef, good beef, that's all I got. So yeah, Disney Springs, good idea. Their second day they are going to Magic Kingdom, and they said that they are splitting their Magic Kingdom time up into a couple days so that they don't have to stress about doing everything because there's a lot to do. And that is a very good point. Magic Kingdom has way more rides than any other park, and they also have a ton of shows going on. So you cannot do all of Magic Kingdom in one day. I really don't think it's possible unless it's like one of those days where it's open for way too long. There are days in the summer or like, you know, busier times like Christmas where it's open maybe from 8 a.m. till midnight or 11 p.m. Maybe if you really wanted to, you could do everything on one of those days, but you would be exhausted and grumpy. So I always do at least 2 Magic Kingdom days. We usually do 2 full Magic Kingdom days, and then we jump over from Hollywood Studios and or Animal Kingdom. That's just how we end up doing it every time. Fast passes, they're looking at Haunted Mansion, Thunder Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Space Mountain, or Buzz Lightyear. If you're going on Space Mountain, I would say do Space Mountain over Buzz. Buzz tends to have no wait right after the fireworks, so I would just try to do that. Oh, it looks like we have some height restriction problems here. So whoever is not, okay, gotcha. This rider swap plan is not actually the way rider swap works, so I'm going to link my rider swap video in the description down below and up here in the cards. Make sure you watch that because there are some people that are spreading information that is incorrect, and they are cracking down on rider swap and how it works because people are taking advantage of it, and I go into it in that video. Go watch it. It's important. Yeah. Breakfast, quick service at Liberty Square or Main Street, Pecos Bills for lunch, and Golden Horseshoe for dinner. I think they mean Diamond Horseshoe for dinner. Pecos Bills is delicious. I do like Pecos Bills. if you go to Pecos Bills you aren't on the dining plan, a kid's meal is totally good for an adult. They have the topping bar out so you can kind of like bulk it up. Diamond Horseshoe is on our list of things to do. We keep canceling it. I don't know why. We just never end up getting there. But my aunt and uncle actually ate there like, I don't know, a month and a half ago, and she said that we have to go because it's so good. So I'm looking forward to checking that one out. We'll do one more day of her trip. Let's do Friday in Epcot, focusing on Future World. Garden Grill for breakfast. Garden Grill is a fan favorite. I really liked Garden Grill, except I get motion sick, and this is gonna sound ridiculous, but it made me so dizzy and so nauseous. So I will not be returning to Garden Grill, but the food was really good. I don't think most people need to be concerned about that. That's just me. Yeah. Lunch, new Space restaurant. I'm sure they're referring to Space 220. Or Food and Wine Festival carts. We are hoping Space 220 is opening soon. We're hoping it's opening for our April trip, or before our April trip. Reservations are not open yet. We don't have an opening date. We just know it's technically supposed to open this winter, as in like in the next couple weeks. I don't know. Dinner at Coral Reef. I love Coral Reef. We ate there for the first time last year, and it's delicious. I always think of the scene from Full House where Danny proposes to Vicky and Jesse comes in and like ruins it with them in the tank, because when we were there, people were actually scuba diving in Coral Reef. It was really cool. And the food was good too. And for fast passes, they'll be doing Test Track, Turtle Talk with Crush, Spaceship Earth, and Soarin'. So you can't fast pass Test Track and Soarin', so I'm not sure what they mean by that. But also that's 4 fast passes, not 3. I'm guessing it has to do with the rider swap thing. But again, make sure you go watch that video, because rider swap is not working the way people are telling you it's working nowadays. Anyway, I feel very passionately about rider swap and how it's correctly used. Anyway, we will make this a later breakfast since we'll be getting back to the resort late that night before. This is another day where we could go for a time and then go back to rest at the resort and return for a flexible day. And there's also a kids play area being built and should be open by the time we go. There are a lot of changes happening to Epcot over the next 3 years. Yes, there are a ton of changes happening to Epcot over the next 3 years. Okay, let's do someone else's. Okay, so next we're going to talk about Deanne's itinerary. She is going in September, and they are going for what looks like the 5th to the 14th. I don't know, that's like close to 2 weeks. They are doing a park every day but arrival and departure day. They have 10-day park hopper tickets, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so on Saturday they want to arrive, hang out at the resort, do the pool, Disney Springs, early dinner at Ohana, return to resort, maybe movie by the pool. That sounds like a lot to do on your arrival day, depending on what time you're getting there. Now, if you're getting there at 8:30 in the morning like I usually do, that'll be fine. But if you're arriving at like 1 o'clock, I don't know that that's all gonna happen. Dinner at Ohana. I love dinner at Ohana, so that sounds like a good time to me. Movie by the pool. Definitely, if you are in the area, I would say yes. If you're at the resort, do it. But I also wouldn't rush through something else to get back for it. That's just my opinion. But I do enjoy it when we do it. Sunday, Animal Kingdom, arrive by 7:30. Dinner anytime between 4 and 6 at Storybook Dining. Evening free to park hop. Disney Springs, resort, view fireworks. That's a lot for one day, I'm gonna be honest. So, at Animal Kingdom by 7:30. Cool, good. We did the same thing with doing Storybook Dining on our Animal Kingdom day. That worked. Did we? We wanted to. It didn't work out. But I think that that's a good idea. We would, the way we do Animal Kingdom, we would be done between 4 and 6 or before. And then it's pretty easy to get to Storybook Dining. You would just take the boat, or not the boat, the bus from Animal Kingdom over to Wilderness Lodge, and there you go. After that, I would park hop to Magic Kingdom and watch the fireworks there and then take the bus back to your resort. Then you're not worried about getting back and forth from place to place. Monday, Magic Kingdom, arrive at 7:45. Pre-park opening, reservation and beer guests between 8 and 8:30. They have not made any reservations yet. These are hopeful times. Early dinner at Whispering Canyon, 4:30 to 6. Evening free to park hop, Disney Springs Resort, view fireworks. There's a lot of Disney Springs on this itinerary. I don't know where they're staying. Maybe they're staying at Wilderness Lodge. She didn't say. Yeah, she did not say where they're staying. While I do love Disney Springs, I don't need to go to Disney Springs every day. Okay, it looks like Disney Springs does fall off later. But pre-park opening at Beer Gas between 8 and 8:30. Early dinner at Whispering Canyon Cafe. Evening free to park hop, Disney Springs Resort, view fireworks. I would... Be our guest, 8 to 8:30 is good. If they are staying at Wilderness Lodge, I think it would be a good idea to go back to the resort and take a little rest before Whispering Canyon. I'm going to pretend they're staying at Wilderness Lodge because there's a lot of Wilderness Lodge-y type of stuff here. So that I would go back and take a nap and then go to Storybook Dining. Just because this is a very long day if you're planning on park hopping and going somewhere for fireworks. I would go over to Epcot and do, I don't know if it's going to be Epcot Forever or Harmonious at that point. No one knows. So I would go do whatever is showing there. Or you could go do Fantasmic. And then if you wanted to and you had taken that nap, then you could probably hop over to Disney Springs and be fine. Tuesday, they're going to Hollywood Studios, arrive early based on need for rides. So I'm assuming they're talking about boarding groups. We don't know how boarding groups are going to be working in September. It could be different than it is right now. If you guys want a full video on boarding groups, I can do one. I don't know if that's something y'all are interested in, so just let me know. Sci-Fi is their lunch or dinner choice. That is my favorite restaurant in Hollywood Studios. Used to be 50's Primetime Cafe, but once I started going to Sci-Fi, no turning back. The gluten-free, boneless buffalo chicken tenders are delicious, and they're an appetizer, and that's all I want. I'm very excited we're eating there next week. But anyway, Wednesday, Epcot Garden Grill pre-park opening breakfast. Good idea. If you pop out of Garden Grill right at 9 o'clock, you can hop on Soarin' and be one of the first ones on it. So that's always a good plan. All right. Let's go to someone else's. The third one and final one that I'm going to do in today's video, because I don't want this to be super, super long, it's already pretty long, is from Janessa. So she is going to Disney from the 14th to the 19th. They have 4-day tickets, and they are not doing park hopping because they will have grandma who is in a wheelchair and the baby in the stroller. So they're looking to keep traveling to a minimum. This is a good idea. While it's not a huge deal to have a guest with a wheelchair in your party, it does add to travel time. Sometimes you have to wait. They can only take 2 guests with wheelchairs at a time on each bus. So if you're taking buses back and forth, that can like really add up if you have to wait for multiple buses, blah, blah, blah. So keeping park hopping to a minimum, totally understand. We are going with my husband's family, her family, and their kids, 13, 8, and 7 months. They'll be the only kids. Crowds should be low to moderate based on crowd calendars. If you haven't seen my crowd calendar, I will link it in the description down below. They're staying at All Star Movies, and that day her daughter has an appointment at Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique at 2:30 in Disney Springs while her son will be doing The Void. Then we have a dinner reservation for everyone at Chef Mickey's at 8:30. So I personally am not a fan of Disney Springs Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique on a day you are not going to the parks. I think that there's nothing wrong with going to the Disney Springs location, and if it's the only availability you can get, that's fine. Like, I'd rather someone do it than not, but I would rather have it done either on a Magic Kingdom day or an Epcot day, because Magic Kingdom, obviously, but like Epcot, there's a bunch of Princesses Around the World showcase, so I could see it working really well for that too. I personally, if I was putting out the money, would just want it to be a princessy day, you know? But I can also see where she's coming from with her son doing the void, having each kid doing something special at the same time. So I get where she's coming from, but I personally would do it on a different day. Chef Mickey's, fan favorite. We usually do it. Friday the 15th, we plan on spending the day at Hollywood Studios. Crowd calendar has crowd levels moderate for that day. Hollywood Studios is going to be busy for a while, so moderate's good for Hollywood Studios, with boarding groups and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway opening in a few days. Yeah. Saturday the 16th, we plan on spending the day at Epcot. Awesome. Sunday the 17th, we plan on spending the day at Magic Kingdom. We are looking into getting Tomorrowland Terrace dessert party tickets, the Plaza Garden view, so that we can make sure his grandma and everyone who hasn't been to Disney has good seating. Still deciding if it's worth the money, although the experience itself will probably be worth it. We are also looking into the Tomorrowland dessert party. My hesitation with it is I can't eat anything ever. They do accommodate gluten allergies, so I will probably be fine. But the dessert parties are a great time. They're a good idea, especially if you can actually eat regular dessert. So I think that's a good idea. Plus, then you don't have to, I like that you don't have to sit around and wait for the show, like guarding a spot, especially for a large group. So I think a dessert party is a good idea. Monday the 18th, we want to spend at Animal Kingdom. We chose to stay for Animal Kingdom since it closed early, and we can get a good night's rest before we head home on Tuesday. We live in Key West, so it's an 8-hour drive. That's a good idea. Good idea. I like to do Animal Kingdom on our departure day usually, just because, again, we don't spend the whole day there, but a short hours day is also a good idea, so that you can be well rested for that drive home. Was also curious for my family of 5, even though the baby doesn't count, if the dining plan is worth it. If I could get your input. I've watched your recent dining plan video, but I'm still undecided. It really depends on what your other dining choices are other than Chef Mickey's. You can email me if you want to talk in depth about that. So, that is my thoughts on 3 of my subscribers' Disney itineraries. If you would like me to do a part 2, I do have more that I could go over, so let me know in the comments down below. And you can also send them to me at abby@friendlikemetravel.com anytime. Make sure that you've hit the red subscribe button down below and tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And I will talk to you guys on Thursday with my next video, which is going to be a chatty kind of how Abby and I planned our last minute trip to Disney, which we leave for on Thursday. Yay! So, with that being said, I'll see you guys on Thursday. Bye!